And then technically I forgot I had a second one for Akatar, which since we already said it, it was literally just gonna be this. Y'all lied to me.
At Book Talk.
Like literally.
Hi everyone, happy 2024 and welcome back to Like Literarily. I'm Momo and I run Momo's Bookshelf.
I'm Alysha.
I'm Rylee at Rylee Tries Hobbies on Instagram.
And today, even though it's 2024, we are going to go back in time for a little bit and talk about our favorite and least favorite reads from 2023 as promised, but with a twist.
So to make this a little bit more fun, instead of us just like running through one by one each of our favorite books and least favorite books, we're going to make it a bit of a guessing game. So each of us has independently wrote either a one-line review or a like 0-star review of our favorite and least favorite books and created a word bank or I guess a book list bank for our fellow co-hosts to guess what books we are summarizing.
And to aid in not having repeats, because I think we all had some books that, we all liked. If we like copy someone, they're going to answer back with like what they wrote for the book if they think it's right. Anywho, since, and we also provided that word bank for each other because Alysha read over 100 books this year, and trying to go through that list to figure out what she's talking about, it would not be easy.
Look, that was accidental, but I'm happy to help.
All right, let's get this show on the road. Rylee can go ahead and recap first, and then we can get started on our little guessing game.
I'm so excited.
Recap.
So, as some of you may know, I really like stats, so I'm going to go over some of my stats, and this is not sponsored, but if you also like stats and graphs and fun things, analyzing how you read, the Story Graph is really cool. Highly recommend that app. Follow me at RyleyJ13. Anywho, I overall read 45 books this year, and 34% of those books were on my Kindle, and 66% were audiobooks, so I am still the audiobook queen. Of this podcast, at least. I know a lot of people outread me on that. And then 93% of my books were fiction, which obviously nonfiction is not always my vibe. I had 7 5-stars, 18 4-stars, 16 3-stars, and 1 2-star, and 1 DNF. And my average was 3.67, with the medium being 4, because that's also important. But anyway, I'm going to get into these one-liners now because not everybody cares about my stats. All right, my first one. I'm going to start with this one because Alexis, I know you didn't read this book, but Alysha, you did, and I think you'll get it pretty quickly.
Oh, the pressure's on.
All right, an eldest daughter finds her self-confidence, her BFFs, and her true love after a tumultuous hoe phase. As a hint, it is part of a series that both of us enjoy.
Is it Throne of Glass?
No. But you're close.
It's
Same
one of the
author.
Akatars, but I hated Akatar, so I don't know.
Oh my gosh, is this A Court of Silver Flame?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
Yes, I know. All right. But yeah.
Wait. I had one for that one too.
Tell me.
I had the main character is one big walking red flag who seriously needs therapy instead of a stair stepper.
Oh my God. 10 out of 10 review. I love it.
Thank you.
This makes me feel like I should read it now.
It's so
fun fact.
I enjoy it.
I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It was my second favorite book of the year, not gonna lie. Ugh. But anyway, okay. Next one. This one we all read. Okay. An old man realizes he sucks and gives his employee a turkey.
That's definitely a Christmas Carol.
That is correct.
Did he ever say I'm sorry, or did he just like drop off the food?
I don't know. I don't totally remember.
I feel like he never said I'm sorry. I feel like it was like implied, and it was like, oh, you're less of a dick than usual.
Acts.
Okay.
it was thrown through his axe. You know, he just became a better person. He didn't outright say I'm sorry. But I also gave that one 5 stars. I thought it was very enjoyable. I know Alysha hated it, but I'm so proud you got that so quickly. All right, next one. All right, I'm gonna do the short version. If you guys don't get it, I'll just move to my long version. All right, every military academy cadet's wet dream.
Okay, hold on. Could that also include? Oh wait, no, I did mine for yeah, that's obviously Fourth Wing.
Yeah, I've got to
Yes,
echo
it
that.
was. Yeah, absolutely. Well, did either of you guys come up with one for that since we all obviously read that?
Mine was like Fourth Wing slash Iron Flame. Would you like to know what it is?
I would
Yeah.
love to hear it.
Girl falls for a toxic military boy and wonders why she has trust issues.
Yikes.
Very good. Very
I
good.
almost did Iron Flame and just put, if I have to read another line about how this girl does not trust this man, I will
That's
throw
why
this book against the wall.
that's why I honestly made it slash Iron Flame because I feel like the entirety of Iron Flame was he has secrets, but so do I, but trust issues.
Yeah, my long version of that one, I figured you guys would get the point with just that. But I read it to Mike, and I was like, a female main character goes to a military academy where she gets to ride dragons, risk her life, actually go to war, and gets laid. The gets laid is very important for the wet dream.
That's good.
Thank you. Thank you. All
All
right,
right, hit
next
us with the
one.
next one.
All right, a cranky 30-something comes out of retirement because she associates her self-worth with fame, aka her world record.
Carrie Soto is back.
Another 5-star for me, but yes, absolutely.
It's a good one.
It is. I really liked that book. Okay. I think this is my last one. Yes, it is.
Drum
All
roll,
right.
please.
Friends to lovers who desperately need therapy, and in the end, they do in fact go to therapy.
Oh, I know this is Emily Henry.
It is. That's
all her
that's people we
characters
met
need
on
therapy.
vacation.
It is people we meet on vacation. Alrighty. So, anyway, so my top 3 books of the year were Carrie Soto is Back, #1. Easy. Loved it. I think I'm going to reread it very soon. And then A Court of Silver Flames, which is very controversial because of the unnecessary smut in it. But I loved the plot. I don't care. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And then #3 is Where the Crawdads Sing. And then my Where the Crawdads Sing is kind of slow, but I think that really got me on the train of actually reading again this year. And I think that's why I ranked it so high. And I did give it 5 stars. I very much enjoyed it. Great narration.
You also
Dubs.
really enjoy a story that's just like describing the story. I don't know how to like like you like just being like fully immersed into the world and just like enjoying the day to day. And I feel like that's one of those books.
I agree. I actually just read one like that, and I also really liked it. And I agree with you.
And the movie was such a good adaptation that followed the book like really, really well. And that's the first time I've seen that happen in a really long time. So I also really enjoyed Where the Crawdads Sing, but I think I read it in 2022.
There. Mike actually also liked that movie.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Now, going into my least favorite of the year. All right, so I did not, yeah, do. I do not finish Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. The story just didn't move fast enough for me to get over how much I didn't like the narration of the book, and I think that's what really set me off with like just abandoning it. I don't think I'll pick it up again. If I did, I might try reading it so that I don't get distracted by how terrible the narration was. Anyway, the other book that I really didn't like this year was Earthlings by Sayaka Murata, but I have seen a lot of people saying that if you really enjoyed Saltburn, you would probably like that book. I did not. I found it very disturbing, but if that is your vibe, like totally read it. It's just not my cup of tea, but more power to you if it is yours. Anywho, now time for Alysha. I'm very excited about your one-liners.
All right. So I don't have a cute little book recap because as you all know, I just keep a list with no reviews. With that said, I did reach 100 books. This was pretty much unintentional until the last 2 weeks of the year where I was like, I'm like 12 books away. Can I do it? We did it. It took a number of audiobooks, particularly some like memoirs, but we hit 100, and my goal for next year is to read less. So I also downloaded Storygraph per Rylee's suggestion, so we're giving that a go. It's Alysha 5, Alysha 5, if you'd like to follow along there. But let's get to the fun part. Let's get to the guessing game. Let's see. All right. My first one is I think this is one of my easier ones, so I'm going to start with this. The protagonist is a world-renowned assassin, but is snuck up upon about a million gazillion times in this book.
Oh, I got it immediately. We complained about this a lot. Throne of Glass.
Yes. I told Rylee this. I really, really like the Throne of Glass series, but you can definitely tell those early books were written by a very young Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah, I don't think I would have finished that book if we didn't bond over how annoying it was. And once you told me she wrote this book when she was like 16.
Yeah, that definitely helped with some perspective. I could not have written that book
I have a
as a
friend's
teenager.
I have a friend's copy, so we'll see if I read it. I'll let you guys know.
All right, my second one is a teenager in a life and death, once in generations trial, but she spends most of her time ogling her peers. Yeah, this was the silence I was expecting because I was hoping to either throw you guys off with Fourth Wing or Throne of Glass. But I see that since Rylee already did Fourth Wing, you guys know it's not Fourth Wing.
And I'm not gonna guess it if it's Throne of Glass.
And then we said Throne of Glass. So that one's Gideon the Ninth. So Gideon the Ninth, I do not recommend. It was one of my least favorite reads of the year.
Oh.
The protagonist is a teenager who is just the whiniest and horniest at the same time. And it's just so painful to read that book from that character's perspective that I am not going to finish the series.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't remember even talking to you about that one, so checks.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. All right, I got another one that I'm not sure you guys will get, so I'm just going to knock that one out of the way before I move into ones that are maybe more likely. A murder mystery that must be solved by an ex-party girl with little investigative experience.
I haven't read this book because it doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
So this represents, drumroll, 2 books. It's representing House of Earth and Blood or
Ooh.
Ninth House, which were both 2 of my favorite reads of this year. But I realized had a very similar overarching, if you go really vague, premise. And so one of those books is another Sarah J. Maas book, and then the other one is by Lee Baruto, who also wrote like the Six of Crows, Shadow and Bone series. They're both really good. Highly recommend. I'm so excited for the third Crescent City book to come out later this month, to the point where I'm debating on if I'll buy it. I don't know. I have the notifications turned on Libby. I'm hoping I can put it on hold fast enough. We shall see.
Alysha buying a book?
I know, right? All right. This next one, I think Alexis may have read it. I'm not 100% sure, but the main character is incredibly forgettable, which is incredibly fitting despite likely being unintentional.
If the answer is Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I did not read that.
Oh, well, that is the answer.
Good guess, good guess.
That was very good, Alexis. That was good use of the word bank.
I was hoping the word bank would help in that scenario.
That saved me.
This was like a big book talk book, I think, at the beginning of the year. I don't know. I had it recommended to me, and I just was not invested. I was like, this character is so boring. And like the premises is she's just like, everybody forgets her right after they interact with her. And I was like, I don't know if I was also supposed to forget her as soon as I finished reading this book, but same girl. Like the curse worked outside of the literary world you're living in.
Down.
Okay, so that will be not going on my TBR. Got it.
All right, how about a surprising amount of angst and tragedy dropped into a supposed cute little rom-com package?
Mm, that one might also fit mine because I'm pretty sure I know the answer, which is this was, in fact, not my happy place.
My guess is Beach Read by Emily Henry.
Correct.
Yes!
I thought it was happy place.
Yeah, I was like, Alexis, you got the right author.
That's okay.
Pretty close.
They're just
Well, now
like
you know my
dealing with
other one.
trauma. Like, there's divorce, there's like a dead parent, there's like the parents were cheating, and then they're like, but we're cute together.
That's true. I feel like I really like Beach Read, but that and Happy Place were like depressing.
Yeah. So, on an uplifting note, it's a romance, but could have been classified as fantasy with the amount of diversity in the White House.
OMG. I wonder what it is.
That could also be the ideal version of the United States I wish was real.
Which is red, white, and royal blue.
Absolutely. I read that to Kyle and he guessed it. I was like, see, I'm glad you know.
So my next one is the readers follow the quirky protagonist as she tries to establish a legacy within her career, despite the oppression of being in a male-dominated space, all while balancing personal tragedies.
I know it.
What is it?
Lessons in Chemistry.
Yes.
I loved that book.
That one was good.
did too. I was hoping the description could throw you off with Carrie Soto, but we already did that one. Thwarted.
Fair enough.
All right, my next one. If you read Happily Ever Afters because you know the ending and it makes you feel happy, this book lets you know the main characters will not be together on the back cover. So you are just in for the ride and not the suspense.
Can I guess?
Mm-hmm.
This is based on your word bank, but Out of Love.
Yes. Out of Love was one of my favorite books this year. I absolutely loved it and highly recommend it to anybody who wants a not your typical romance story. All right, so those are my one-liners. Just to make it very explicitly clear, my two favorite books, like most favorite books of this year, and how I determined this was that they were the two books that I actually purchased physical copies of were Red, White, and Royal Blue. No surprise there. And then also Call Us What We Carry by Amanda Gorman, which is a poetry book that is about COVID and race, but was really thought-provoking, and I highly recommend it. So with that, let's send it over to Alexis to hear her recap of 2023 and hear some more one-liners.
Okay. So my goal for 2023 was 50 books. And to give you any kind of reference, my 2022 goal was 25 books. So I surpassed it with
That growth.
50. I know, sure. I read 52. So with that, I'll get into more detail, I guess, a little bit about that later, but a couple of mine have been taken, so mine should be fairly quick as far as my one-liner portion. I'll probably start easy. So this one is only read if you want to read some of the worst time smut scenes that are also cringy.
Got it. The ACOTAR series.
Just the whole series.
The entirety for Momo. Yeah, I tell people all the time when I comment on things on my Bookstagram, please don't come for me because I really hated ACOTAR. I sadly own all 5, so I guess I gotta finish it eventually.
The series.
Yeah, I guess I gotta finish it though. Because the one-liner for what was it, Silver Flames was funny.
Thank
It
you.
was, but since you hate like bad time sweat scenes, you're gonna hate it.
I don't know if anybody else read this book because I think earlier, I don't remember, I think Rylee, you were the one that said you haven't really read anything by Coho. But
Spoilers.
sorry. But this one was manipulative and creepy and named after the creepiest and most mysterious character of the entire book, or so we think.
It's Verity, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did read that. I did. I enjoyed it more than the It Starts With Us, It Ends With Us, but like I did not enjoy it.
Exactly. That's honestly the best interpretation of it. Okay, this one is girl gets married, not knowing how kids are made, and then manipulates husband into having kids anyways, despite him not wanting any, and we were left to be convinced he needed someone to change his mind.
Oh, The Duke and I, the Bridgerton one. Or yeah, that one.
Yep.
Riley's like, I got this. Buzz me in, coach.
I need like a buzzer, like in Jeopardy. What is The Duke and I?
It was kind of long, but I felt like it just made sense.
No, you're right.
Okay, this is my last one. Boy finds out he's a wizard and fights the adult who has beef with an 11-year-old during Christmas time.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yes.
That was a good one, Alexis.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you. I wanted to throw a Harry Potter one in there since that's the series I'm currently rereading, so I thought that that would be funny. And we're all millennials and we grew up with Harry Potter, so. But that kind of segues into I didn't really get to talk a lot about my top ones because we had kind of talked about it earlier with everybody else's one-liners, but that's totally fine because they were amazing. So to recap, some of my favorite books for this year, or technically last year, 2023, was Fourth Wing, of course, Red Wine Royal Blue, of course. Surprisingly so, a nonfiction book, which was I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Carrie Soto is back, and also Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. And my average rating for my top rated books was 4.3 stars. So I made it a goal also for my Bookstagram this year that I would try to be a little more honest, I guess, when it came to reading stuff. And then as far as my least favorite, it's obvious if you haven't already noticed the first three of the Akatars, which are the only three that I've read. The Donut Shop, which was a book by Julie too. I really wanted to like it. It was about a girl who went to college, but her family who immigrated to the United States owns a donut shop, and then somehow she like ended up getting stuck there, and I thought the whole point was for her to not get stuck there, but that's what ended up happening. And then my last one was three of the Bridgerton series books, which happened to be The Duke and I, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, and To Sir Philip with Love. I liked enjoyably enough, never to reread it, but enough to read it in the first place, the entire Bridgerton series, but I think I got really let down after To Sir Philip with Love because, oh my gosh, I forgot the sister's name. Eloise, she was like the most badass, I think, out of all of them. And she kind of acted weird during that one and switched up on me, and I didn't like it.
I just felt like I was reading the same book over and over and over again. I mean, I
Exactly.
enjoyed the series, but like it was the same.
Exactly. That's exactly why I would never reread it. But I'm glad I have because as we start to see more seasons on Netflix, I like to compare stuff all the time. So, like book to movies. And
Well,
then
I will be keeping that one as just watching on Netflix. 'Cause
I don't blame you. And then to finish up my portion of 2023 and really leave 2023 in the past, my 2024 reading goal is 60 books, just 10 up from my 2023 goal. And I'm currently reading book number 4 of 2024. So we're on a good roll so far.
Nice. I alluded to that I would like to read less books for this year. So, I don't know. I guess 50. I didn't really put any thought into this. We'll see where I end up. I'm on book 2. How about you, Riley?
yeah, my reading goal for next year is to maintain where I'm at. So read another 45 books. I was very comfortable with that. and not stressed out. And I've currently read 3 books. I'm on my fourth and fifth. Yeah. I'm currently reading Down the Drain by Julia Fox, which is a memoir. She was quoted saying before she even wrote the thing that it was a masterpiece. And I have to agree, it is quite good, actually. I am listening to it. So I guess I might be becoming a Julia Fox stan. We will see by the time I finish it. And then I'm also reading Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano, which was recommended to me by my friends Sammy and Alexis, and it's really good. Not you, Alexis, a different Alexis, but you're both cool. But yeah. Alexis, what are you currently reading?
Speaking of cool people named Alexis, I am reading Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I just finished Order of Phoenix and The Idea of You, which was a break from the Harry Potter series. And I'm so excited to finish up my first ever reread of Harry Potter. I've had some of my favorite Harry Potters kind of shuffle around a little bit, so I'm excited to post in my Bookstagram about kind of what my rankings were before and what they are now of all 7. And then me and Kyle are watching them as I reread them because he's never seen them before, so that's also been exciting too. That wraps up this episode. Make sure to give us 5 stars wherever you are listening. Follow us on Instagram and be sure to comment and message us on books you would like us to read and cover on future episodes.
Next month, we'll be covering some romance books from one of our favorite authors, Emily Henry. So please tune in for that.
As you can tell, there's already some controversy between which one is the best one and which one's the worst one, so it should be an entertaining episode.
If you want to prep, just go ahead and read all of them.
All 4, slam them down.